We humans are truly quite fragile and vulnerable to the natural forces of nature, heat and cold, rain and dry, wind, and so forth. In addition to food and drink, shelter is primary to our well-being. This year's Uniontown pilgrimage theme, Mary, Shelter of the World, complements the theme for Pope Benedict's visit to the United States, Christ our Hope. In his first letter to the Thessalonians, St. Paul wrote of hope in telling us to, quote, put on faith and love as a breastplate and the hope of salvation as a helmet. Hope as a helmet. Hope as a shelter. Salvation from the power of death by the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ is the only sure foundation for hope. No political structure, no economic policy, no military strategy, and certainly no person or persons could ever provide adequate hope against the forces of the world and of evil. Vulnerable as we are, shelter of a sort is necessary. As Jesus Christ provides his body and blood for our spiritual food and drink, so he also provides for our spiritual shelter. Mary, whose womb provided shelter for the Son of God, is given to us as our mother, our shelter. The Church, of which Mary is a type in the order of faith, charity, and perfect union with Christ, in the words of St. Ambrose, participates with Christ in providing this shelter. Each of us may enjoy this shelter that protects us through all of our life and even through death. Each of us, as a member of the Church, also has the responsibility of providing the shelter for the world. In most of our churches, at the highest point is an icon of Christ the Pantocrator. It is interesting that only his head and upper body is depicted. Where is his body? Below, on the floor. As we unite in Holy Communion, you and I are his body. You and I, together with Christ our head, Mary, and all the other members of the Church, stand prepared to provide shelter for the world. What an awesome responsibility it is. The truth must be proclaimed. The truth will set you free. The message of love and service to others must be shared. The abiding presence of Christ in the Holy Eucharist impels us to gather together in his name. With our cooperation, God provides shelter for the world. By asking us to focus on doing his work, God provides us with hope.